Every 5 years, the National Center for Transgender Equality puts out the biggest study of trans people in the country. If we look at the data from the last survey, it's pretty bleak.
We found that 17% of transgender people report discrimination in public assistance or benefits offices.
LGBTQ people face disproportionate rates of food insecurity. And when roughly 1 in 6 trans people try to access government services that might alleviate that, they face discrimination. As the coronavirus pandemic stretches into its 18th month, federal relief efforts have tried to keep people financially secure, housed, and fed. One form that's taken is the expansion of food assistance programs. But they haven't benefited everyone.
WIC is a federal and state-funded nutrition education program. We provide services for women, infants, and children.
But because of the program's gendered language, transgender and non-binary people often face barriers in accessing WIC services.
WIC being administered under the assumption that only women would be eligible can result with a trans man or non-binary person being turned away. The way that ends up mechanically often playing out is because of these identity documents.
When a government employee sees a different name or gender on one document than on another, the person applying might get turned away. This is often due to what critics call biased rejection of identity documents.
Most transgender people have a mix of documents. We may have one name and gender listed on our driver's license, but our old name and gender listed on our social security card. And it's not fraud.
The system is kind of set up in a way that it doesn't allow us to select an alternative, other than the gender binary of male or female. And we use that information based on, the proof of identity that they provide. We're becoming more knowledgeable that this is an issue that we need to address, but I still think we have a long way to go.
Updating those documents isn't always easy.
14% of transgender people face discrimination at the DMV. So dealing with driver's licenses, state IDs, things like that. 11% face discrimination at social security offices. So those are some examples of just how widespread this discrimination is.
Heng-Lehtinen and other advocates hope that change might be on the horizon. The Biden administration has ordered all federal agencies to review their non-discrimination protections. That includes the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which oversees food assistance programs like WIC.
And importantly, the Biden administration framed it and directed it on the basis of Bostock.
Last year, in a case called Bostock versus Clayton County, the Supreme Court ruled that it's illegal to fire or refuse to hire someone for being queer.
The Supreme Court found that kind of discrimination was illegal because it counted as sex discrimination. That legal reasoning carries into many more facets of the law beyond even employment,
including government services. If USDA-run food assistance programs are discriminating against trans people, the legal reasoning of the Bostock decision could apply as the agency reviews its non-discrimination protections. In a statement, the USDA said that it's committed to rooting out discrimination at every level. It also cited the same executive order that Heng-Lehtinen mentioned. Meanwhile, O'Brien wants signage in WIC offices that represent different identities, and she wants to see greater outreach efforts to birthing people of all genders.
No one should face discrimination or harassment at this kind of vulnerable time in their lives. The government should be helping you. The last thing on your mind should be worries about whether you're going to be unfairly turned away just because you happen to be transgender.